And I'm here with some of my gorgeous editors from the Zoe Report, Jordan Silver, Nikki Dean, and Shannon Nash, and we are talking all things fashion, pop culture, the morning after the incredible Golden Globes.
What are you wearing for starters?
besides my monogram bathrobe, well, I thought, I'd be in my makeup from last night.
Right.
But I thought my David Webb jewelry that I was lucky enough to wear to the Haiti Gala needed another wearing before it had to be
Casual.
It's really sparkly.
Brought back. So why not a bathrobe and diamonds?
Why
I
not?
felt like that was so Golden Globes recap appropriate.
It's fabulous. Speaking of fabulous things, let's talk about some of your favorite standouts from last night.
I have to say it was an amazing Golden Globes in terms of fashion. Like, I really was so happy with how so many people looked last night. I think J-Lo, first and foremost, for me, was like, who can wear a complete couture confection with a cape and a train and a slit and just ruching and diamonds, like J-Lo.
Seriously.
And leg. And on my life, she is aging backwards. It's like, if it's possible, she actually looks better even than she did like 10 years ago.
It's like a universal consensus.
It is.
Everyone is just like, she looks flawless.
Yeah.
Flawless. And by the way, in person, she looks that good. Like, it's not because like lights are hitting her. She was like airbrushed by God. She is so stunning. It's ridiculous. I was kind of losing my mind. And custom couture by Jean-Baptiste Valli, a friend of mine for almost 20 years. He is a brilliant talent, and what an amazing marriage of fashion and Hollywood that
Totally.
was.
So stunning. Great confections that we saw on the carpet. Kate Blanchett, Rooney Mara, and Kate Bosworth all opted for the... What did you think of that?
I love that because for someone who doesn't always love pink like myself, it can be a little girly, it can be a little like bright. Every shade of pink that hit the carpet last night, Rooney Mara and McQueen, I lost my head. That was one of my absolute favorites. It was like the perfect shade of blush. It was ruffles everywhere. Her glam was so unbelievable. The eyebrows, her hair. I mean, it was like Adir, who is one of the most masterful hairstylists in Hollywood, gave her that braid. It was almost like a braid mohawk.
Yeah.
Braid hawk.
It was rad.
Braid hawk.
Braid hawk? Was it a braid hawk?
Hashtag braid hawk.
But I love that it was kind of Rooney's take on how to do that, like hair for a really feminine, romantic dress. Kate Blanchett can't really deal with that because that dress was is Givenchy Couture. Ricardo Tisci did that dress in white in 2010 for his couture show, and I never forgot it. And to see it on Kate Blanchett was like fashion fantasy.
Earmarked for renewing your vows.
Exactly. I want to wear that
saw it,
dress
was
to
like,
get
that's
married again.
Rachel's-
No.
Rachel's dress.
Shannon's actually 100%
But in
right.
pink. That was pink. But yes.
Well,
And
we'll
Kate
put her
Bosworth.
in.
Kate Bosworth, you guys.
She's like a sparkle princess.
She
in the best
is.
possible way.
And Kate Bosworth, for me, is someone, she's a wonderful human being, and yeah, she's beautiful beyond, but she actually, to me, never misses. But to see her at the Globes on the red carpet in full-on Dolce & Gabbana sequins in pink, and then the kind of crystal detail along the bodice, and then her little ballerina bun and her flawless cheekbones. I mean, she has alien beauty. She's so magnificent.
So perfect. And I feel like few people can pull off head to toe sequins
I know.
in pink.
Right.
I know.
And she managed to do it brilliantly.
She's the perfect person for
Yeah.
it.
I
So
agree.
Eyes,
petite
the
and
hair. I can't.
Speaking of other standouts, what did you think about all of the white moments that we had?
I mean, for those of you out there that don't know, I never tire of a white moment. If everyone at the Golden Globes showed up in white with lots of jewelry, that's like a perfect Golden Globes night to me.
So this is a surprise.
Oh yeah, a white bathrobe. For me, I'm either in a ball gown or a bathrobe. I have a hard time finding the gray area.
And I feel like Laverne Cox,
She killed it.
Yeah.
we were talking about this last night. It was just such an epic moment for her.
The emerald earrings, the gown, the train. And you know what was amazing about her? She got on the carpet and felt amazing. You could tell she was feeling gorgeous. She was just so confident looking, and her pose, her posture was perfect. She looks regal. She looks extraordinary.
She owned it.
And Taraji P. Henson.
Oh my God, she had the best time. And by the way, that was Stella McCartney. Her body was slamming in that. And the train, she was working it, she was twirling. She was like, I'm here, I've got this.
And
like,
she was giving out cookies in the
I
audience.
know, she's so cute. Like, how amazing is she?
Cookie handing out.
She looked like she had a really good time,
She
which I think is such a
did.
great.
That's like the overall theme of the Globes.
It is. The Globes is the most fun. I've been a few times, and I have to say, there's never a boring moment of the Globes. It's really, really fun. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's kind of getting up and talking to each other. It's almost like a wedding.
Yeah. And never-ending
the booze
champagne.
helps.
Just champagne everywhere.
Never-ending champagne. Like, I mean, there's always that fear someone's going to get up and, like, fall down drunk. But, you know, thankfully no one did that.
We were in the clear this year.
And then Alicia Vikander in that gorgeous Louis Vuitton.
I can't get over her, actually. That was one of the first looks I saw on the carpet. And I think what was so great about this was not only was the dress beautiful, but I felt like it was so kind of simply elegant, really feminine, the perfect amount of detail. And if you look up closely, it was actually all white sequin, which I thought was gorgeous. And I think what's so important is not only was it beautiful, but it fit her flawlessly. And I think that's really important. It wasn't like puckering anywhere. It wasn't gathered anywhere. It really just skimmed her body perfectly. I love the waist. Her makeup and hair was just perfect.
I think Charlotte Tilbury did her makeup.
Well, that makes so much sense because Charlotte, I mean, if someone is going to paint your face,
It's her.
I mean, you just say, Charlotte, just do whatever you think, close your eyes.
I've seen you do that with her multiple times.
I have actually done that with Charlotte. Like,
True.
she's like, what are you thinking, darling? I'm like, don't ask me. Just do it. Just do it because I trust you.
So I think one of the biggest moments in fashion, not necessarily what people were wearing, but Rosie Huntington Whiteley showed up with a potential engagement ring, and the whole sent the fashion world aflutter because
It wasn't just her gold Atelier Versace that skimmed her body like it was painted on her.
Beyond.
she literally looks like she's glowing.
She was like
Just gorgeous.
bronzy gorgeousness, the goldish hair with the gold dress. The lips. I mean, she is like a tall drink of water
Of
all the
perfection.
time. She just is all the time. The ring. Is it confirmed?
I don't. It's been a little. It's. People are saying it's confirmed by her wearing the ring, but I mean, I know. I think we need to leave it to her to make that official announcement
Yeah.
on Twitter.
I think if
Instagram.
Rosie confirms, it's confirmed.
but we would love to see them.
I
happy
mean,
forever. They're so cute.
Are you? And can you imagine if they procreate?
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine the gorgeousness that would ensue from that? And can you? I mean, I can't. It's a win-win. Boy or girl, the beauty just would be next level.
Yeah, totally. And speaking of beauty, let's talk about Katy Perry admitting that she was wearing a bump it.
Okay, so a bump it was something I wasn't that clear on at first, and now I'm fully aware of what a bump it is. And the fact that she talked about it, I think, is one of the many reasons that we all live for Katy Perry.
Right.
Totally.
It's like there's no one else that could wear a bump it and get away with it.
And actually talk about it, which
And be
is
like,
so
I
great.
ordered this from TV. Which was like an actual conversation. that
She's
was
so major. Like, she's so major. And by the way, I thought that she looked so sexy and slinky when she, like, slithered out on stage in that Prada. Like, again, the perfect shade of pink. It was like that.
Right.
But I feel like everyone was in a different shade of pink. Nothing was the same, which I think was great because it's always kind of boring when everyone's in, like, the same shade of something. And
Or
I
all
feel
black,
like,
even
yeah,
worse, yeah.
there was
There's a lot
not
of
a lot of black
No.
last
No.
night at all, by the way. But Katie, I feel like, really turned it out. Lots of cleavage.
That's what you expect from her.
I know, but the dress was super simple
Yeah.
and really bodycon, and she gave us, like, Vavoom last night.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, speaking of people that gave us Vavoom, I just want to talk about the boys of just the
Of
night.
course you do.
Of course, Karen. Of course, you want to talk about the boys, Jordan.
well, my crush for Mr. Robot, Rami Malek, I just thought he was so adorable. His first red carpet.
Right?
He cleans up well, that one.
I'm feeling it, and he has the cutest demeanor, and I'm really excited to see that show's getting recognized. It's really interesting and different. He's like a hacker slash. It's one of those.
A hacker?
Yeah, like he's a developer who kind of gets like tied up in this conspiracy.
So
Like,
you
he
meant in
literally-
real life for a second.
No, he
Sorry.
really plays a developer who like I don't know. You have to watch it. It's on USA.
I always
It's
called
awesome.
Jordan the hacker in our office, but anyways.
Yeah, by the way.
Well, let's talk about Leo. He's cute still.
How should we talk about Leo? The fact that he won, the fact that he's, like, looks more handsome than he has ever. He looks like a distinguished, like, old Hollywood
Yeah.
movie star, like, total, like, Paul Newman, Cary Grant, Robert Redford. I'm going full, like,
Yeah.
you know, he's just full on for
Clint
me
and
right
that,
now.
yeah.
Clint.
Yeah.
Who else was I thinking of the other night? James Dean.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's taking
definitely.
it there for sure.
It's that classic kind of.
I
We
can't.
love you, Leo.
All the boys looked good. I thought Brad Pitt and Ryan Gosling presenting together was just
Honestly,
little too much to
that
do.
was a moment. I was at Jen Meyer's last night with a whole bunch of friends watching Brad and Ryan come on stage, and like everyone, there was like, I don't know, 50 people there, and everyone's like, Ryan, Brad, and there's like Ryan people, Brad people. I think you can be both people at once. I do think potentially Brad is living Benjamin Button. He actually looks almost like he did in favorite movie ever, Thelma and Louise.
Thelma
yeah.
and Louise.
I mean, it's like he looks
I
that
was gonna say
good.
Date with a Vampire.
He just looks that good. Legends of the Fall, Legends of Brad's hair.
Oh my gosh. Into it.
Also, let's go back to Leo for a second, you guys, because he looked so handsome. His outfit was flawless, like he so tailored so perfectly. But I just want to call out that he was wearing custom Jen Meyer cufflinks, and I think that's really important to note because I think when someone pays that much attention to detail, down to the cufflinks, something tells me Jen Meyer will be making many men's cufflinks
She
going
needs to get
forward.
on that. It's like always a custom moment for Leo. I think
I
the other
know.
boys want Jen Meyer cufflinks.
I that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like I have to get Roger a pair for sure.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's
We're
get
on
Jen
that.
Calling Jen
We're on
Meyer.
top of that.
right after this. And also, I think like Heartthrobs on the Carpet is the cutest 9-year-old Jacob Tremblay from Room.
Oh, so sweet.
He was just
And his dad was
Not bad either.
His dad is like sending viral waves through the internet because he's just this like gorgeous
Detective.
like,
He's a
detective
detective,
from New
which is
York.
So he's actually like
He's a real detective.
he-
He's a real
so he's actually like saving the world. You know,
In a
he's,
real
he's
way.
actually like a really good.
He's a real hero.
Yeah, like he's like a real life hero. Skylar actually called out
Jacob.
Jacob on television because, oh, mommy, there's a cute little boy on television. Meanwhile, the boy is 9. He's 5 years older than Skylar, but somehow Skylar thinks he's cute.
Well, and Brie from that movie looks so beautiful in the Calvin
I
Klein.
know, Brie, you guys.
So pretty.
Okay, so that was a
Major
major moment. Obviously, her winning in that moment, and she clearly was so like genuine, and her speech was
So
It
sweet.
was so genuine.
it was so sweet.
We will take a thank you note at the Zoe Report.
Yeah.
You know, just for we'll just support you forever. We love you, Brie.
Yeah.
And I
We
think
love
she
you,
beat out
Brie.
so many big names in that category. It was such a huge. Not that she didn't deserve
moment.
it; she totally deserves it for that role. But it was just really nice to see that. I think.
And let's just also say, as important as winning is what she wore. Just kidding. But I do want to say that Francisco Costa, the designer for Calvin Klein, creative director of Calvin Klein, that was a hand-beaded gold moment that I have to say was so classy and cool and sexy in a very appropriate way. She was cut out in exactly the right places.
Totally.
I love the halter neck. You guys, that beading is so beautifully done and fit her so perfectly. I just thought, what an amazing dress to win a Globe in.
Stunning.
Gold
So
and gold.
pretty.
She won the gold in her gold.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So deserved.
What a
too.
good night, you guys.
I know. I feel like we all kind of have the whoa, iPad drama. I think we all
It happened. We're live.
Live on television.
We all kind of had the consensus that the red carpet felt, stronger than it has in a long time.
Yeah.
Totally.
Hopefully that'll kind of continue this season.
I
Can
know,
I
big
mention
things.
Julianne Moore?
Oh my gosh, how can you not?
You guys, Julianne Moore, I have to say, it's like she's royalty. She's just this like insanely talented, wonderful, magical human being, mother, wife, all that. But then she actually just never misses. And a like sick midnight blue sequin column from Tom Ford, her like best friend.
They arrived together.
Mine,
It was
mine too, of course.
In your head.
And
I was like, oh, there's Tom Ford, there's my husband. And Skylar goes, what, mommy? I was like, oh, no, honey, just, not my real husband, daddy's my real husband.
It does not hurt to be Tom Ford's muse. You kind of just will always look.
I mean,
stunning.
as she should be, there could be no better muse than Julianne Moore. But yes, that was a magical red carpet moment
So
as
good.
well. Who else did we, there were so many goodies last night, you guys.
I think the Lady Gaga win was unexpected. She looked great.
Yeah, I love what she's doing, by the way, you guys. I, for one, am very happy to see Gaga, like, doing full on like old Hollywood glamour, and like Atelier Versace, like that dress looked like it was carved to her body, like literally just, you
Her
know.
waist was like
my
itty bitty.
God, heaven.
Fabulous.
And, you know, despite the glaring looks from a certain Golden Globe winner, well,
Guys,
you know,
that was one of the
Check that
funniest. That was like, I think, why we love the Golden Globes. Like that was like one of those candid, like fully caught moments. But I think that will be looked at for the next 20 years. But it was, you guys, it was funny.
In case you missed it, she kind of knocked into Leonardo DiCaprio, and then you'll see it online, but it's hysterical. The 2 licks he gives her, just like, oh.
it's like,
I was like, oh, sorry. Oops, awkward.
well, this was really fun, you guys.
was.
Is there
Thanks for
Oh my God, I feel like there's so many more.
I know.
Like beauty, what else, you
Well,
guys? There's so much like
I
fun
think-
glamour last night.
I feel like we could go on and on, but
Go to
I
the
feel
Zoe
like
Report to
Zoe
see
Report.
see the rest.
Sign up for our newsletter. Follow us on social, thezoereport.com. We have so much more coming in the award season.
Yeah, and follow along on our YouTube channel as well. Rachel's doing a wrap up of her best looks, so check that out.
So much more to come. Hope you loved watching us today. In our pajamas.
In our pajamas.
We didn't get dressed for you all except for diamonds.
Diamonds for everyone. Well, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See you next time.